Hey everyone, and welcome back. So, got a couple of news stuff to get to as far as movie announcements go. Now, I am going to very quickly go over the Arrow titles that were actually already announced a week ago, 2 weeks ago now. It was a while ago, the January titles. Now, I actually did record a video at the time, but I never got around to editing it and posting it. And actually, I'm kind of glad I did because it was, I don't know, my energy was off that day. I've been dealing with some stuff, and I think it was kind of like, I don't know, it was almost depressing actually. So I'm sure most of you probably already know what they are. I'm just going to go through those very, very quickly. Then we do have some new ones from Lionsgate. And we do have Severin is announcing some of their titles that are coming up in their Black Friday sale at the end of November. And before we get started, I do have to mention back on my top 10 horror films that made me love horror video from the end of October. Adam Steinbacher 2629 tipped me $2 on that video and says, "Thanks for the amazing month of Halloween content, Rich," which is very, very nice. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, see, those were fun to do, doing the lists that kind of went through October. I wanted to do something. Would like to have done a little bit more, but at the very least, I was glad to do post the ones that I did. Those were definitely a lot of fun to do. And actually, during that process, there are even other list type videos I definitely want to make, which luckily, those things. It was nice to keep the other ones to October, but honestly, obviously, I don't need a reason to post these other ones. You can just do them. So, yeah. So, looking forward to doing more, because that was definitely, like I said, a lot of fun. So, thank you again, Adam, for the tip. And now we get to the Arrow January titles. Again, since these were announced several weeks ago, I'm just going to kind of zip through them real quick. So, a couple of UK-only titles, and then I think 2 US only, and then 2 titles for all of us. So, as far as the UK-only titles go, we have, 1, 2, 3 Blu-ray releases. First one is the Assassination Bureau from 1969. Getting a Blu-ray, again, UK only, coming January 5th for £18. A Blu-ray of City Slickers, coming January 19th, also up for £18. And again, that is UK only. I don't know how the rights are here in the States or anything. Kind of surprised it's Blu-ray, although I'm hoping, I would love a 4K release at some point from somebody. Hopefully a 4K comes. And then finally, let's see if I can pronounce this correctly. Who was Sierra? The Bone Woman from 2022. I believe that's a Mexican film. Blu-ray coming to the UK January 26th, also up for £18. So again, all those are UK only. So I would assume they're region B. And then let's see, we have one that is US only, one that is US and Canada only, and then 2 titles that are for all of us, US, Canada, and UK. So let's do the US only. So coming January 27th is a Blu-ray release of the movie Cheap Thrills from 2013 for pre-order currently for $28. And then US and Canada is getting a 4K release of Evil Dead Rise. But it is going to be 4K only. There's actually no Blu-ray with this one. Set for January 13th for pre-order for $35. And then the next 2 are US, Canada, and UK. First up is Under Siege, getting a 4K release and a separate Blu-ray release, set for January 6th, up for pre-order for $35. And then finally, Snakes on a Plane, 4K set and a separate Blu-ray set, set for January 20th, up for pre-order for $35. So several, nice, each one, it's Arrow, so nice set of extras and everything. Actually, happy about Under Siege. I think that's one of Steven Seagal's, better films. And yeah, there's a couple other ones I would like new releases of. Hard to Kill and Out for Justice. I would love new releases of those, because I think the only thing we have now are really, really old Blu-ray releases. So I don't know. Maybe it gives me hope now. And next up we get to Lionsgate. So these are not all of these, but almost all of these are Lionsgate Limited. They have the website lionsgatelimited.com. And let's see, we got 1, 2, 3 titles here, right? 3? Yeah, 3 that are set for December. I think they're all December 9th, in fact, aren't they? Yeah, December 9th. And these are all steelbooks. So first one is a 4K release of Knives Out, getting a new reprint steelbook So again, I think this is basically just a re-release of the pre-existing 4K release that's been out now for what, 4 years, something like that. And you can still get the standard edition, I think, anywhere. It's just if you want the steelbook version, it is only at the Lionsgate Limited website. It is currently up for pre-order for $29.99, and again, that is just a re-release. It's a 4K and a Blu-ray included. Now, the next two are new, and one of them is kind of new. And let me just keep going. So next up is this one definitely is a new one. It's a 4K release of Kevin Smith's Dogma, finally getting a release. Now, this one, though, will actually have a separate standard release, which you can get anywhere. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's up for pre-order right now on Amazon. But the Steelbook, I believe, is only available at the Lionsgate website. I think the standard edition is like $42.99 retail. Obviously, that'll come down in price. And the Steelbook is currently up for pre-order for $39.99. It actually does have quite a bit of extras, a lot of older extras, and even a couple of new ones. But it looks like, I mean, it ports over like some commentary tracks from before, deleted scenes, outtakes, the 2001 documentary Judge Not in Defense of Dogma, storyboards, an introduction by Kevin Smith for the PSP. Is that right? For the Sony PSP? That's actually kind of funny if that's what that is. Easter eggs, trailer, TV spots. And there are a couple extras that I believe are only on the 4K disc, if I'm not mistaken. And they are Revelations Making Dogma, Establishing Shot with Robert Yeoman, Dogma Q&A, as well as more sermons from the Mount. So, yeah, long overdue for 4K of Dogma. And again, that is one that has the Steelbook, Lionsgate, standard, pretty much anywhere, which I wish they would do more often. I mean, like, I don't mind them, having their own kind of exclusive one for their own website, but I kind of wish, like, some of their releases would get, I mean, I would assume at some point they would, because they've had some nice ones, like the Jacob's Ladder release is really good. The Descent, which just came out, which I did just get in, is a really nice release. And again, I hope they shouldn't be locked up at just the Lionsgate website. So hopefully some of those get, I don't mind the deluxe editions being Lionsgate website exclusives, but hopefully standard releases come out down the line for some of those. And then finally for Lionsgate, and this one is very exciting, is a new release of Battle Royale, celebrating its 25th anniversary, and that will be a 4K and Blu-ray Steelbook set up for pre-order right now for $39.99. Now, here's the interesting thing, which I'm trying to figure out is how identical is this to the Arrow release from a few years ago. Now, the Arrow release was UK only, so it may just be a first-time US release, because I just don't know if I don't think it would have a new transfer, but I don't know. Let me just stress that up front. I don't know about that. It does have both cuts of the film, the original theatrical cut as well as the director's cut, which is nice. I prefer the theatrical cut, though. Just saying. Just me. Now, it does have a nice set of extras. In fact, it has, I believe, a couple that might be only on this release. Kenta Fukasaku, I'm sorry, I'll probably butcher that, on Battle Royale and Battle Royale, The Ripples of Violence. And then I think the other extras are all ones that have been on previous releases, including the Arrow ones, like making of, press conference, audition, rehearsal footage, documentary, more rehearsals, featurette, filming on set, and trailer and stuff. Now the only thing is, I was trying to do a quick side by side. I didn't do it too close, but I want to say I think the Arrow set actually does have more extras than this. But again, if I'm reading this correctly, this one at least has those two extras. And again, it does have both cuts of the film. So it's a 4K set, 2 4K discs, 2 Blu-ray discs, with obviously the one 4K and one Blu-ray, both having the theatrical and the other with the director's cut and all that stuff. So happy this is finally coming in the States, because obviously I have the Arrow set from a couple of years ago, but it is kind of curious that it's taken this long for us to get it here in the States, because I don't think it's been out here in the States for a long time. But finally it is. And again, at the moment, I don't know if there's a standard edition or not, or if it's only this current Steelbook. And there is one other thing, if you're interested. You can also get the Steelbook with a t-shirt, which actually is kind of a cool t-shirt. Which you can see it's a little bundle, and that is $59.99. So, I guess kind of expensive for a t-shirt, but t-shirts are actually kind of expensive these days anyway. So obviously the steelbook's the exact same thing. You just get the t-shirt with it, which is nice. Actually, I do like the design on the shirt. The only weird thing about this is you can't, there's no size option. It's extra large only, and that's it, which is kind of weird, but okay. And it is limited. As of this recording, there are 467 left. But anyway, so happy that is finally getting a US release, and I'm going to get it. I mean, I do have the Arrow set, but I definitely want to get this set as well. I absolutely love Battle Royale. In fact, real quick, which might have said this before, I don't know. For some reason, and this started many years ago, if on New Year's Eve, if I'm home on New Year's, like if I'm not out, have plans or anything, but if I'm actually just home on the night of New Year's Eve, I watch Battle Royale. Like that's how I will actually end the year. I don't know why. It was almost by accident one year where I was just like, it was New Year's Eve. I was like all home. I was at home and I was just like, I want to watch something. I kind of remember this was one of those where I just glanced over at the shelf and I just saw Battle Royale on the shelf and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna watch that, and it just stuck for some reason. Very odd. I don't know, but at the same time, it's actually kind of fun. To almost have that be a tradition if it needs to be. So anyway, those are the Lionsgate titles for December. And then finally we get to the Severin titles. Now they're announcing titles, like I think it's almost every day at this point. They're going to have several new titles that will go up for order at the end of November, November 28th. If I remember correctly, during their Black Friday sale, which they obviously do every year, and they always have like a ton of movies. I forget how many titles they even had last year. It was a lot. So far, as of this recording, they have announced 5. So I'm going to go through them real quick, and then I'll kind of go back and kind of get a little bit more detail. So there are 5. First one is a Blu-ray release, which is Region A locked, by the way, of the movie Adam and Eve. The next one is the movie North Sea is Death, which is a region-free Blu-ray. The third, you know what? I'm going to come back to number 3, because that's actually the one I'm most excited about. So I'm going to go out of order just slightly. Number 4 is the movie The Crippled Masters, which I saw once a long time ago. That's kind of a bizarre but kind of fun film. That's getting a region-free Blu-ray. And then finally, the one that was just announced this morning, as of this recording, is Student Confidential getting a region-free Blu-ray release. And then going back to number 3, because so far, anyway, it's the one I'm most excited about, is a new 4K and Region A Blu-ray of Mario Bava's A Bay of Blood, which is awesome. It's a 5-disc set. It's got 3 versions of the film, but I'll get to that in just a moment. But that one, I was just like, oh yeah, that's a cool announcement. So we'll go back to the first announcement, which was the Blu-ray of Adam and Eve. And again, the Region A locked there's not much to it as far as extras go. It has an interview with the editor and the trailer. And this is an Italian film that what can I even read about this? Kind of takes the Adam and Eve story and just goes off like haywire. So Eve's eating of the forbidden fruit will beget a maelstrom of shame, guilt, hot, you know what, angry pterodactyls, crazed cannibals, and more key prophecies from the book of Genesis that you never learned in Sunday school. I've never seen it, but the description alone pretty much has me sold. So, all right, moving on to number 2. North Sea is Death Sea. Oh, I think I mispronounced that the first time, which is a region-free Blu-ray. I believe this is a German film, isn't it? I think it's a German film. About a 13-year-old who lives with mom and abusive alcoholic father in Hamburg, a housing project. But when he discovers that the Asian classmate he's been bullying has built a raft from scrap wood, they devise a plan to run away together and sail to the North Sea. It does have a couple of nice extras, including an introduction, interview with the director, interview with one of the actors, interview with one of the actresses, as well as an appreciation and a trailers. This one I don't know anything about, so if you've seen it, definitely let me know. I'm coming back to that one. We do that one last. So that's okay. Now we're going to we'll skip number 3, come back to that one. Go to number 4, and that is The Crippled Masters. And that is, isn't that region free? Yeah, that was region free, which is just kind of a bonkers film because it's like martial arts and stuff done by, 2 guys who are disabled, one of them especially. But I mean, it's like so impressive and like odd at the same time. So I recommend it. I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember it was a lot of fun, though. Actually, it'd be nice to watch it again. And a couple of nice extras, including commentary track, an audio essay, interview, as well as a couple of trailers. That's a fun one. And the one that was just announced literally before I sat down to record this is Student Confidential, getting a region-free Blu-ray. And as it says here, 1985 movie-obsessed entrepreneur Richard Horry. We have the same first name. You think I could pronounce it correctly? Richard Horian. Luckily, we don't have the same last name. Who made his fortune inventing a vinyl record cleaner sold at Kmart, wrote, produced, directed, edited, scored, and starred in the film that redefines vanity projects forever. This is a film that actually got a trauma release back in the 80s. This actually have 2 cuts of the film, theatrical cut and a director's cut, and the running time is actually kind of reversed. The theatrical cut is 98 minutes, while the director's cut is 95 minutes. It does have a couple of extras. It's a 2-disc set, so it's got a commentary track, an interview with Richard Horian, one with Lloyd Kaufman, making of the film, theatrical trailer, trauma trailer. And then disc 2 in the set has The Vanity Project, a 6-episode podcast about the director and the making of the film. And that just sounds bizarre. That just sounds kind of, I don't know. That sounds interesting. Let me just put it that way. And then we're down to the last title, which again, for me, currently is the big one. So getting back to the number 3 announcement is indeed Mario Bava's A Bay of Blood, getting a 5-disc set, 2 4K discs, 2 Blu-ray discs, and the soundtrack CD. Now the 4K discs, as usually 99% of the time, are region free, but the Blu-rays for this set are region A locked. So just a heads up on that. But it does have 3 versions of the film. So it has the English release, the original Italian release, and then the Italian re-release. Now the English version is 84 minutes, while the Italian versions, which might be identical, I don't know what the difference is, are both 86 minutes. So the English cut of the film has a commentary track as well as the trailer, which is on disc 1. Disc 2 has the Italian cuts, which is an Italian trailer. So those are the 4K discs, and then the 2 Blu-ray discs. First Blu-ray disc has the English version with the same commentary track and also an interview with the assistant director, Lamberto Bava. Very cool. Interview with one of the actresses, interview with the assistant camera operator, interview with Stephen Thrower, as well as the US trailer. And then the Blu-ray disc with the Italian versions has a video essay, an archival featurette, as well as an archival interview with Lamberto Bava. Also Joe Dante on Mario Bava, a 2025 intro by Lamberto Bava at the Severin Super Shock, I think it's a film festival, I would assume. Storyboard comparisons, radio spots, and Italian trailer. And again, the 5th disc is the original soundtrack on CD. So that is definitely very cool. That's obviously the one when I saw that announcement, it was like, and yeah, so that's very exciting. So yeah, again, a lot of these will go up for order at the end of November. There are going to be more announcements. These are just the ones so far. Again, last year, I can't remember last year. It was like, it was more than 10 titles, if I remember correctly. So yeah, there's a couple more announcements to come from Severin. So that's it for this video. Definitely wanted to cover this stuff. Obviously, there's a lot more stuff to get to, and hopefully I can get back on track with doing these, regular updates and stuff, especially since as we get closer to the Black Friday stuff, not just for Severin, but a lot of the companies. And a special shout out to my channel members. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you are enjoying all the videos, including a couple that are coming up any day now. So let me know your thoughts on all of these announcements. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.